Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rosario Ubiera Minaya, and I'm the Executive Director of Amplify Latinx. Thank you so much for joining on this afternoon at the Cafecitos virtual series. I hope you have your cafecito with you. Mine, I take it with cream and sugar, but you are welcome to come in and take it however you want. And if you don't drink coffee, tea is fine, afternoon tea. Water, juice, whatever you take to fuel yourselves this afternoon. So we are really excited of today's session. If you haven't been able to join us in the past, we've been running this virtual session as part of our programming for Amplify Latinx. We launched this together with a series for business resiliency. So we're doing both programs simultaneously on a weekly basis. So stay tuned for other opportunities to join us for more conversation. The Cafecitos format is about sharing resources, sharing ideas, exploring solutions together during this crisis, and just create opportunities for community, which is so important around this time. Follow us on social media. We are active on social media. Those are our media handles. And also follow our speakers. Today we have Clara Angelina Diaz, and I'll tell you more about Clara and give Clara an opportunity, of course, to run the session. But please make sure that you take a moment to follow her on social media and support her. For the programming that is coming up under our business resiliency series of webinars, we have one coming up on May 7th at 11, and it's on commercial listings. So make sure that if you're interested in that, you can join us. You have to sign up on Eventbrite. And Amplify Latinx, for those ones that don't know, is a convener and a coalition building organization that focus on developing and advancing the next generation of Latinx leaders in Massachusetts. So I'm very happy that you are joining us. And if you are not a member, you can join us for free and be part of this Latinx Power Building Coalition. So now, housekeeping information. Making sure that we are all on the same page in terms of how to navigate through this session. Most of us have already been using Zoom, so you might know this information by now, but I just want to make sure that you know that this is an open kind of meeting. Our format is not of a webinar, so I can see you as much as you can see me, but I'm going to ask you to be muted during the session as our speaker goes over the information. But if you're interested in asking questions on anything comes up that you want to share, just use the chat space, the chat box, or raise your hand so you can be invited to speak. Is that something that you want to share with the group? Also, I want to say that this session is being recorded, and we're going to share the recording afterwards. We're going to send you a thank you email, and in there we're going to include a link not only to resources and other information, but also to this recording so you can go back to it or share it with others. I want to say too that this cafecito is being broadcasted on Facebook Live right now. So people are following us through our Facebook platform, and they can join us through that as well. So give us a shout out and make sure that people know that we are talking about this topic today, right now, and enjoying our cafecito, right? The last thing I want to say about logistics is that we're going to send you a very short survey after the session, and we really thank you if you can take a few minutes just to answer very limited few questions, but we want to make sure that we bring in the best topics to you, things that are interesting to you. So we love your feedback about how we run these sessions and the things that you want to learn about. So with that said, I'm excited, as I say, to bring our speaker today. It's a conversation. So again, keep thinking about the information that Clara is going to be sharing with you throughout the session. So if you have questions that come up, this is the time to ask them. But it's a conversation with Clara Angelina Diaz. And Clara is a master coach and bilingual author. And she's going to tell you more about that when she introduces herself. But Clara has been a supporter and a friend to Amplify Latinx. And we are very proud of her and the work that she's been doing. She's an entrepreneur. She's a Latina that is going places and is making sure that she's lifting people as she goes. So we are excited to see Clara today. And she's gonna talk about, so the topic today is getting a clear direction for our business. And she's gonna talk about a model that is called the Lean model. This is an introduction to this model. So I'm very interested in learning more about it. And we kept it more of as a cafecito because we wanted to keep it open and in terms of the format, but we are hoping that this is a conversation that will continue and that you're going to have other opportunities to dive into this topic a little bit more deeper. The reason why we chose this topic for today is, we are going through this crisis again together. Many of us are entrepreneurs and are looking for ideas and opportunities to really pivot in our businesses and go through this crisis the best way that we can and navigate it with the tools that are available. So this is another tool that we can apply to think about those changes that we make into our business and thinking about the direction that we go in. So with that said, I have taken too much of Clara's time. I want to let now Clara come in and take it over and enjoy and stay engaged. Thank you so much. Clara, it's your floor now.
Thank you, Rosario. Thank you so much for this introduction and thank you for this opportunity to be with all of you today. With everything going on, I've been digging deep to think about how can I show up more fully for our community, especially with this information that I'm going to share today. And I'm going to share 2 different models with you, not just the lean business, but another more simplified way to look at your business. Right now, it just seems like, the more information you have, right, the more you can make informed decisions and clear decisions about where your business is going. And so this is my motivation for being here today. So let me share my screen with you all, and we can get started. And also, again, thank you again, Amplify Latinx, for all that you are doing to uplift our community and to make sure that none of us are left behind. It's really, really important at this time. So what the agenda for today, what I want to do is to have a productive conversation that really motivates you to take action in the direction of what you want, for your business, your idea, or your product. We're also going to cover what is the purpose of your business, what are the top 3 problems that you solve, and what is your one ideal client. So that it's kind of like the premise of like what I want you to walk away with. I would love it if you have pen and paper with you so that as I'm talking and I'm asking you questions, ideas come up, you can jot them down. Because at the end of this, what I would really love to hear is one action that you're going to take in the direction of your business, one insight or a mindset shift that has happened for you as a result of seeing these different models and seeing these different ways of thinking about your business. So again, we're going to introduce you to the Lean Model Canvas and then the Wheel of Business. We are not going to do breakout rooms, but I am going to ask you questions for you to explore, and then I'm going to open the floor at the end for you to share your thoughts and for you to ask me any questions. Finally, I'm also going to invite you at the end to continue the conversation with me. I run different coaching groups once a week where mostly women get together and work on their small businesses and their dreams. So I'm going to invite you to continue the conversation with me there. Before I talk a little bit more about myself, Rosario, could we poll now to see where people are at, how they're feeling? how are they feeling with their businesses right now?
Yes, of course. Wendy, can you pull the poll out, or do I need to do it?
So the first question is, how are you feeling about your business right now? So as Rosario or Wendy are pulling that up. And so we wanted to know if you're feeling thriving and optimistic, if you're feeling anxious and fearful, or are you feeling ambivalent and just frozen, like you just don't know what's next for you. So we would love to know how you're feeling right now about your business, your idea, or your product.
Yeah, Wendy's gonna put the poll out, but why don't you continue reading through the questions, so when they come up, they just answer them.
Yes, so that's the first question. Again, how are you feeling about your business? The second question is, I would like to know, what type of business do you have? Are you a service, product, retail? What kind of business are you? Or are you in idea phase and it's not a business yet? That's totally fine too. And then the third question is, how long have you been in business? So either 1 to 5 years, 5 to 10, or 10 plus. So as those questions, Wendy or Rosario are going to pull up the poll. They're going to come up on your screen, and then you can.
Technical difficulties pulling it up, but why don't you continue, and once it's ready, I'll make sure that we show it.
Thank you. Okay. So I love to share, the framework of mind for where I want to take you. And, what I really want you to think about is, like, what is your purpose? What is the purpose of your business? And so when we look at purpose, right, we can break up purpose into 3 different categories. We look at your strategy, your values, and your reason for being. Okay, so I want you to keep this in the back of your mind as I go through the lean model and as I ask you deeper questions. I always want you to think about why. Like, why do I have this business? Why do I exist? What is the good that I want to do, right? What is the noble end for your organization? So just a framework of mind. So what is my why? So I wrote something for you guys because I had so much to say about this. But, as an immigrant, I was born into a family of entrepreneurs by both necessity. Can you guys see my notes? Or you can see my notes? Okay. You can see my why, and you can see me moving my notes around.
No, we can see my why with a photo of you and then your book.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I was born into a family of entrepreneurs in the Dominican Republic by both necessity and design. My grandfathers, both my grandfathers, so my grandfather from my father's side, he had a shoe factory in the capital where he designed, manufactured, and sold shoes to the likes of Walmart. And then my maternal grandfather, they were both the breadwinners of the family. He had a really interesting business where he sold eggs at the market. He brought them home. Everybody in the family was involved in repackaging these eggs and selling them to the local bodegas. And my grandfather raised 22 children with that business. And so did my other grandfather. I mean, we lost count of how many children he had. But, this is the environment that I grew up in. My mother was an accountant for both of their businesses. So a lot of my time I would spend, especially like Fridays and Saturdays, which were paydays, those are my favorite, going to my grandfather's factory and playing quality assurance manager for him to make sure that no one was wasting his materials. And, just to make sure that, people were really doing what they say they were going to do. So I've been in this environment of entrepreneurship from the moment I was born. And I came to the United States with my mother and my 3 siblings when I was 8 years old. My father was already here, waiting for us in Washington Heights. And then we quickly moved to Massachusetts, where I was expected to, you know, like, take advantage of all the opportunities available to me as the oldest daughter. I learned English in a matter of 2 years so that I can become an interpreter for my parents. And then I ended up, you know, very ambitiously so, taking advantage of every opportunity that I could to make my parents proud, because as you all know, being an immigrant, you know, you're risking your life to come here for a better life. So I, you know, have lived in Massachusetts most of my life. I am engaged and I live in Randolph. I have a 4-year-old daughter that is just a little genius. You know, I'm biased because I'm her mom. But I've had the opportunity to get in and out of boxes a lot. I started my professional career in the finance industry, and then quickly found out that I really wanted to explore my life's purpose, which is the reason why I, you know, really really tell people to really think about what is their purpose in life and the purpose for everything that they're doing. I graduated from Lesley University with a self-designed degree in management after dropping out of college for about 7 years to work in the corporate world. I also ended up working in the immigration court for 10 years and really serving our people in that way, and also growing my coaching business from the court as I started coaching female attorneys. That's how my my coaching business was really born. It was out of first myself being coached, and then wanting to help other women, other female entrepreneurs, and just other people to really think about, you know, what is their purpose, and really help them develop themselves, and that they just don't have to be a byproduct, you know, of their environment. And then, you know, once I realized that I wanted to explore my own business, I started helping other people do the same. So I've done everything from helping to start restaurant, mortgage companies. I serve all kinds of different brands, which I will share with you in a second. Yeah, I mean, I just really wanted to put myself, you know, in a track where I can define my own success and help others do the same. And as Latinos, I think it is so important for us to do that for each other, to be able to be mirrors to each other. And that is my why. So as you can see on the slide, I offer private coaching, leadership circles, and a community of women coming together to support each other in their growth. You know, I offer speaking and workshops like this, and also retreats when we can all be together again. And I also wrote a book, Create Your Best Year, One Day at a Time, in English and Spanish, available in all platforms, digitally, in iTunes. So these are, you know, a few of the brands that I have served, and I continue to serve. Like you see, from law firms to Harvard Business School to barbershops, you know, in some of our, you know, local colleges. And then I also want to mention Pepper Lane, because I'm a leader, I'm a business leader with Pepper Lane, and Pepper Lane supports entrepreneurial mothers, and they have so many resources for them. So just want to put that bug in your ear. And so I just wanted to share this with you because I saw this picture and I was like, oh my God, when again will I be able to be with people? I miss people. And so this was my students. Right before COVID hit, we had just finished at Harvard Business School. I had 31 international business leaders from around the globe, and you know, supporting them in their growth. And gosh, I just, you know, I miss this. So I really wanted to share this, and I really hope that we can be together again. So like I said, the purpose of my specific business is really empowering female leaders to be the change that they want to see in the world, through coaching programs, through certifications, consulting, transformational retreats, and then offering a supportive community. So, I want you to, if you have a pen and paper with you, to think about, to really write down, what is the purpose of your business? What is my why? What is your why? Another way to think about this is, when you started your business, what was your original intention? Who did you want to help? So I want to give you guys a few minutes to jot down your thoughts on that. While I share a little bit with you about when I started my business and how I've using the models that I'm going to share with you, I've had to pivot for greater impact, less waste, and so that I can have energy to serve from a deeper place. So the poll is not working. Okay, that's fine. So when I first started my coaching business, I was so excited to share this knowledge with people, that there was a person that existed that could help me, just me and my dreams, and help me evoke the best out of me and support me in the direction of what I wanted without any bias. I was so excited that I jokingly tell people that I was walking around like Jesus Christ, trying to evangelize everyone. Please, let me coach you, please. And so, I was doing that because in my heart, I was like, I know I have something, something good to give that is going to change lives. But I had yet to take the time to really think about what am I doing here? Who am I really serving? What are the pain points that I'm going to alleviate? How does that market look like, on a grander scale? How many of these women are out there, and are they willing and able to pay for the services of a coach? And so, I kid you not, I think for the first 5 years that I was a coach, I was running around without a clear business plan for myself. And it wasn't until I really took the time to really answer, these questions. This model that I'm going to teach you is a little bit technical, but it wasn't until I really took the time to really fill it in and think through the entire business cycle, that I started to position myself in such a way that I didn't have to work as hard to attract the clients that I wanted. And the clients started to find me. And I started to spend less money attracting them, and leveraging my relationships, my existing relationships, to really attract the clients that I wanted. So the poll is not working. So I'm going to ask if people want to, if you want to raise your hand and share. Maybe I can take 1 or 2 shares of people, what is your why, and why did you start your business?
And Clara, we have a group small enough that you can even call them then, or ask the questions for the poll if you're still interested in that information, just direct to them.
So, yeah, anyone would like to share, what is your why? Tell us your name and, what your business is, and why are you doing what you're doing? I'm going to look through.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Okay, so I have an accounting business, and I did accounting for over 10 years in corporate America. So then I just decided to branch off my own. And basically my why, it's my daughter. I want to give her a better life. She's 5 years old. And I want to different life, that I had growing up. And of course, I want to be debt free, financially free, and I want to grow, but there's something in me I have the desire of like success, and I know it's going to happen. I don't know when or how I'm going to get there, but it's going to happen because the desire that I have is just bigger than, it's just this desire that I'm capable of doing more, and I want to kind of, go that direction and follow it.
For sure, for sure. Can I have, what is your name?
Luisa Nunez.
Luisa. So Luisa, thank you so much. I can totally relate. When you started your business, when you left corporate America, who did you hope would be your clients?
The Latino market. Yeah, I always had that vision that I wanted to be the person, like, the expert that the Latino could go after, because they need so much education. I think like all immigrants, right, need education. When we come to this country, we open up a business, but we don't know the financial side of it. And we just go in and we end up closing our business like after 2 years because we don't know what we're doing in the financial area of the business.
Right.
So yes, I was hoping for that, but then it keeps changing. So I'm still working on that.
So yeah, so the you said the Latino market, right? And that's really broad.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you been able to identify that like a specific a niche or anything like that? We're going to get into that in a moment. Because yeah, the Latino market is a very big one. So trying to figure out, like, within the Latino market, who is ready, willing, and able.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. And that's where I'm having the issue, because I tested out and it didn't work. I cannot go. I wanted to go after mom and pop stores, but then it requires more work for me than what I'm getting. My return back if I'm putting too many hours, because I had to educate, I had to guide them, and then I cannot charge what I want to charge for my work, for my value. So yes, it's a work in progress.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So before I show you this lean model canvas, right, let me show you this one first. So the wheel of business perspective. So I would love if you have a pen and paper and you want to just go ahead and draw this out for yourself. And let's just do a quick assessment, right, on how we're feeling about our business in relation, as you can see, like this, to your personal life. Okay, so what I would love for you to do, if you want to draw it out on a piece of paper and think about from a 0 to 10, how do I feel about each of these different areas? How do I feel about my personal life? Because, your personal life determines how much energy really you're gonna be able to spend on your business. How do I feel about the vision of my business, right? So like, what is, the direction of where I want to go? Am I clear on that? And then how do I feel about the plan of how I'm going to get there? From a 0 to 10, 10 being like, I feel certain and I am so clear. And then how do you feel about your internal operations, meaning how you're running your business every day? Okay, so the things that are in place for you to be able to service your customers, market your business, all the maintenance that goes into the business, and continue innovating. Right? How do I feel about my internal operations from 0 to 10? Right? No judgment. This is just an assessment to see where we are. Then your next piece is your external operations. So that is, everything that happens outside of your business, from your public relations, marketing, referral sources, right? Like everything that happens outside. And then lastly, and the point of contention for so many of us, right, is like financial operations. How are we keeping track of our finances. How are we pricing things? Do we feel good about that? Do we feel good about our margins? From 0 to 10, right? So what I would love for you guys to share in the chat is which one is your lowest area and which one is your highest. Which is your lowest area and which one's your highest. And then I have a minute if someone wants to share it out loud and just give voice to this, or you can just keep it private and put it in the chat. Let me see, what do I see here? Finance are the lowest and vision is the highest. Yeah. My lowest area is my business plan. I don't have one. My highest area is my vision. Yep. Great vision. I mean, I love that your highest is your vision, right? Because everything can stem from there. It's wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Okay. I'm gonna move on. Okay. So let's go back to what we came for, okay? Here we go. So this is the lean business model canvas. And yep, so I see it here, vision and planning are the highest, finance and personal are the lowest. So the question that I want to offer you here to balance out this wheel is, how can you use the energy of your higher number to fill your lower numbers? So for example, if your vision is grand and it's motivating you and you're like, oh my God, I know where I want to go, right? It's saying, okay, from that place, what action can I take to improve on the lower area, right? So from the place of inspiration that your vision gives you, what step can I take to better my financial operations? Okay, and not getting stuck in an area where you're not doing well or judging yourself or avoiding it, which many of us do, right? But it's looking at, okay, there's a lot of energy in this area. How can I take some of that and move it to an area that I'm not paying attention to or that it's not going well? And then letting yourself really answer that for yourself, like out of inspiration, or let the question sit with you for a few days and see what comes up, and then actually take the action to do that. And it's like, I mean, I truly believe that deep down, we all know what we need to do, right? It's just really about, defining it and then deciding to take that action. Just gonna look on the chat here. Yeah, vision and financial are my lowest, and highest are internal operations. Okay. Making more quality connections. Yep, see? Like there's ideas already are percolating, they're coming up for you. Like jot those down, start making a list of things that you're going to do and take action on as soon as you leave this call. Okay, oops, here we go. So the lean business model. So this takes a while to complete, okay? And for you to really process through all of the different things that are part of this canvas. But I promise you, like if you really take the time to fill in each area for yourself, you're gonna come out with what they call an MVP, which is a minimal viable product, which is a product, or your service, or your packaging in such a way that you're servicing your clients with the least amount of waste. Like you're spending the least amount of money and serving at the highest possible level. Okay, so what I want to do for the next few minutes is focus on really thinking about our customers, our customer segment. Okay, who is our, excuse me. So what, you know, in your piece of paper, I'm going to ask you some questions. We're gonna start from the right, and then I'm gonna go through the left. So first, starting with your customers. Let me, give me 1 second. Just a moment here. So thinking about your customers, who is your ideal customer? So think about that person that you just love working with, and if you could just, you know, recreate that client, you know, by 1,000, you would, right? What is his or her name? How old are they? If you serve organizations, like what kind of organization, what is the size of the organization? And I really urge you, instead of like staying in your mind, like start jotting down and start really writing down so that you know, so that thoughts can get clear for you. Who is your customer? Who do you serve, or who do you really want to serve? Where do they live? What do they love? Where do they like to hang out? Right? Really think about what is their income. All of these things, okay? Just gonna give you a moment to start jotting down. All right, the next thing I want you to start thinking about is your customer relationships. And that is really like, how do I engage with my customers right now? What kind of relationship do I have with them? Where did the relationship start? What am I doing to maintain my relationship with them? And what will I do after I service them? How will I continue to nurture that relationship? Because especially now, like the money is in the relationship. The gold is in the relationship. So many people, they want to, you know, like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Like running around. But it's like, let's really serve the people that you have been serving and serve them deeper. Right? Because it's going to cost us, what is it? Another, 30% of your revenue is acquiring new customers. So if you can maintain the ones that you have and continue to nurture that relationship, you're saving. Then I want you, we're going to go to this box here, your channels, which is how you are going to reach your clients, right? What are your referral sources? How do they come to you? How do you go to them? And I just, you know, as I'm asking you these questions, I just want you to start jotting down ideas of things that you're going to do, actions you're going to take. Okay? Do not get stuck in the thought. Then we're going to move to the left towards your value proposition. And what that is really thinking about what is the value that you offer that is unique and that is of most value to your client. For me right now, I am helping my clients to not be afraid to take action. You know, even if it comes to laying someone off, you know, applying for a loan, whatever, like really try to pinpoint, especially like emotionally, what is that pain point that you're solving for them? Right, what is the value? I mean, for me, you know, like building confidence is one of the things that my clients say that I do for them, right? But more than that, it's, you know, also like fighting indecision and, you know, being frozen, not doing anything not playing big enough. Those are the kind of the value propositions that I offer. And then there is nobody else like me, really. Clara Angelina Diaz, as a coach, I can present models and strategies, but I bring my own flavor, my own experience to the business. And I really urge all of you to really own that as well, as you're delivering to your clients. Then we're going to move over to the left towards key activities. And then what you want to think about is, what are the things that I need to do in my business in order to deliver this value to my customers? What is that? Does it mean that, including your social media, do I have to be on social media every day? Do I have real working hours? What are the ways that I really service my clients? What are the actual activities that I need to do? And this is so important because sometimes we get so stuck in our minds around the things that we have to do, but then we're not really doing them, or really putting those things into the calendar, or that you have to do them, but you're not actually doing them. So really looking at, okay, what are the activities that deliver this value and generate income? Then we're going to go down to key resources. And again, I'm going through this very fast. And I'm going to invite you all to continue the conversation, and we can go into things a little more deeper for your business. The key resources, right? What are the resources that I have in hand to be able to deliver value to this specific customer? Your number one, your intelligence, your expertise, your energy and your mind, your body, mind, and soul, which I really urge for us to take care of, especially now that it's, Mental Health Awareness Month. You are your key resource. So really thinking about that, and then everything else that you need in order to really deliver your value. Then all the way to the left is, key partners, thinking about who are those people that are really going to help and support me in serving those customers, delivering that value, and then for you to be able to take the necessary actions to do that on a daily basis. So, we're talking about your, referral partners, all of your service providers, anyone and anything, right, that's supporting you in doing that. Key partners, especially, for me as a Latina, I really had to learn to open my mind and my heart to receive help, because, the culture is so much about doing it yourself. Don't let them see you sweat, and all that. And so I think I love this because it's so, it's just really opening up to this idea that, my gosh, we really cannot do it alone. And if you think that you can, you're in for a surprise, and it's going to cost you a lot of energy and time. So open your heart and minds, and really develop your partnerships. And then the last two boxes at the bottom is really around your expenses and your income, right? So your cost structure, meaning, how much does it cost for me to deliver my service? So you're putting everything in there from, the hourly rate that you're going to pay yourself because, the point of business is profit. Your internet access, your business coach, if, in there, anything that you spend money on in order to deliver your service. And then on the right is your revenue streams. So all the different places that you receive revenue from. So for example, for me, I all the different organizations that I work with are there. And then all my different services that I offer. So from coaching, consulting, the private coaching, the group coaching, my book, the money that I get from my book, from speaking engagements. So I really encourage you to like start writing down like what are all the different revenue streams that I have, and to think about like if there is one during this time that you want to focus on, that you want to grow. Let me do a time check. So at this time, what I want to do is ask you guys to tell me who is the customer that you're serving right now? Who are you serving? Are you clear on who is my ideal customer right now? And you can just go ahead and put that on the chat. And then what I can do too is I can email all of you this presentation at the end so you can have the different models with you. Okay. So lastly, I wanted to share this additional model with you, which I created actually for Amplify Latinx 2 years ago for our last Cafecito. And so this model itself shows you, gives you, it's called a circle of leadership. And then it gives you the opportunity to assess, how you're doing in your personal life. So all the, in 8 different areas. It gives you the opportunity to think about how you're influencing others. So that's this middle circle here. And then all the different ways that you can create social change. And then on the right, once you do the assessment, same thing, right? You rate every area from a 0 to 10. And then from there, decide, which area do I want to take action on? And then start like writing down, what can I do, for my own self-love, and then externally, what can I do for others in my leadership? Let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and read the chat. People say, So Wendy's gonna include the presentation in there in the follow-up email. And so just as anyone, as I host events and have products, services to help others. Jeff, I would really encourage you to think about one of your favorite clients that you have served and you're like, oh my God, if I can repeat this client. It's very scary sometimes to think about a niche and to like just focus on one because we feel like we're limiting ourselves. But I promise you that if you really focus and you decide to really serve that client over time, you're gonna see yourself really build a lot more momentum than just casting a wide net. And I tell you that from experience, because it was very hard for me at first. I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to help everybody. But it wasn't until I started to really define like, okay, if I want to work with attorneys, like this is how I'm going to approach them. If I want to work with entrepreneurs who, are, in year 1 through 5, this is how I'm going to approach them. It's worth it to really take the time to think about it and to trust that, the niche that you want to serve, if you research it and you know that it's big enough and it's out there.
Hello, did we lose Clara?
Yes, I don't see her.
Yeah, she probably had some technical difficulties. Let me see if I can have her log in. Okay. Our apologies about that.
It happens.
Part of Zoom.
Yeah, technical difficulties, right?
Yeah, how are we all doing so far with this information?
It's great. It's
Very
great
good.
information. Yeah.
Well, I'll thank you again for joining us, and I'll have Clara look back in a few minutes. There she is.
My computer suddenly turned off.
That's okay.
Okay, so here we are. Let me go back to sharing my screen. Just a second. So, anyway, so I was, stressing the need for the niche, right, and really focusing on one area, one specific type of client as much as you can, or really defining, 1 to 3 different categories and thinking about how you're going to approach each and every one of them. And even you can even take, one customer through the entire model. So we have 10 minutes, we have 7 minutes. And so what I wanted to do, I think for the rest of the time, if I want you to think about one area that you might want to improve in your business in the next 30 days. So you can just go ahead and write down, this is the area. And then one action that you can take between now and the next 7 days to bring that area up 1 point or to make some progress in that area. And so once you have identified your area and your action, I am going to open it up for questions and then for you to share, and be held accountable and witness to what is the action that you're going to take. Current goal is to help others through my network, whether it's to save individuals or businesses on everyday bills, products or services, or quality connections. Wonderful, Jeff. Isabella wants to get better at marketing. Great. And then someone, just reading through the chat here. Better at marketing, it's under my, yeah, okay. Okay. Better at identifying my ideal client. Yes. Luisa. So, Luisa, you said that you had attempted the Hispanic market. You said, but you weren't successful. So I'm wondering if you really take, this idea of the Latino market and really put it through the lean canvas. Really take the time, spend at least like an hour or two really writing down, how you hoping to serve them, who exactly is this person. Really reaching out. I think also, Amplify Latinx has a directory of minority business owners, and that could be a place to start with an existing relationship. Getting better at Zoom and virtual events. Yeah, connections. So does anyone have a question, a comment, or anything they would like to share? You can just go ahead and, your daughter. Unmute yourself. Okay. All right. So to finish, I love for people to think about or write down one action. That again, that one action, one insight, one word that you're going to take from this session that is going to, motivate you to get out of, your own head and actually start serving people. Okay, so you're gonna pick up the phone and reach out. You're gonna go through the Lean Business Model Canvas. What is one action that you're going to take as you leave this session today? So you can go ahead and type in chat. And for everybody else. And then lastly, I want to thank you all amplifiers for joining me today. And I really want to continue the conversation with y'all and like really learn about your business and figure out any way that I can help and support you. I want to invite you to schedule a complimentary clarity call with me. And you will get like Wendy said, you will get an email that will have all the links for you to do that. I encourage you to stay encouraged, to stay focused, to stay heart-centered and serve from there, and to use all of your available resources that are available to you to grow your business. You know, take advantage of all the resources that Amplify has, and definitely reach out to me if I can be of any service to you or make any connection. Again, thank you so much, Rosario and Wendy, for everything you did to make this happen. And with that, I say thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Clara. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you running this session today. As I said, Clara has been a supporter and a friend of Amplify, so it's always a pleasure for us to welcome her to be part of our coalition. And thank you to all of you for joining us this afternoon. We will reach out with more information about this session. You're gonna get the recording again, and also some resources and ways to get involved with the work that we are doing. Please look at us online. If you don't know about Amplify Latinx, this is a great opportunity to get to know us. So find us on online through our website, and also on social media. It's a way to stay connected, not only with our coalition, but also with our speakers like Clara. And we'll send you links to get connected to her directly to follow up with this information. So with that said, have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. And please stay positive, stay afloat. We're gonna get through this together. And please join us for the next Cafecitos. Take care.
Thank you.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Adiós.
Adiós.